Hey guys, I'm Angela and welcome back to Hobby Night. This week in Warhammer news, we got an update to the releases for the new codices coming out, as well as a whole look at a bunch of new miniatures for some of the new box sets that GW is putting out, including the new season of Blood Bowl, the new season of Warhammer Underworlds, as well as a new update for Warcry, and finally, some news for Killteam. So let's go ahead and jump straight into this week's Warhammer news. Let's go ahead and start with the news that probably most people are the most excited for because it involves Warhammer 40k 9th edition, and that is the release of the next codexes. So we now know when the 4 that they've already previewed for us will be coming out. The Space Wolves and Death Watch are going to be coming out in November, and then the Death Guard and Blood Angels will be coming out in December. I'll admit, I'm a little bummed that I have to wait till December. I was very much hoping that the Death Guard would be in November, but it's fine. It's fine. They're coming out soon. I will have it very soon, and I'm very, very excited. But not only have we learned about when those specific books will be coming out, we also got a little bit of a preview of the next books that will be coming out. And I find it very interesting. It's definitely going to be at least one Imperium based off one of the covers that they've shown, and then I'm assuming a Xeno. My expectation is that it's definitely maybe like mids based off of the one cover art for the Xeno, and then honestly, so there's been a debate that we've been going over in this household about what we think the Imperium one is going to be. Because online we're seeing a lot of people going, it's going to be Dark Angels. They're the one chapter that aren't really functionable right now because of some rules changes with 9th edition, from my understanding. And I totally get that. I suspect that may be true, but based off of the artwork that they chose to use, and I'm assuming that was mildly intentional beyond being just, hey, it's another Imperium book. To me, I'm wondering if it's going to be tied to the Talons of the Emperor keyword that we've seen in various places, because you see like a Mechanicus, like the Cog is on the cover, you see the Inquisitorial Eye on the cover, you see like a Navigator, an Astropath, a variety of other people sort of all up at the top surrounding that on that cover preview, and it just feels more generalized Imperium or like agents of the Imperium maybe. That would be really cool to see if that was something that was coming, but I suspect it might be Dark Angels. We'll find out here in the future, but let me know down in the comments, what do you guys think the next codexes are gonna be? I would be very curious to know and see what you guys' thoughts on that are.
Welcome, sports fans, to a new season of Blood Bowl.
I got up bright and early this morning so I could make sure that I could see all of the previews that GW is putting out today, and I'm very excited because we got another look at Blood Bowl Season 3, and as you may know or recall, I was actually very hyped for that, and they've given us more details about what specifically is coming in the box. Now, obviously, we've seen the minis previously. You get 2 new gorgeous teams, an Orc and a Human team, all brand new. But you also are getting 2-star players in this box, which is really cool. And both of them are not specifically new miniatures, but they are new to plastic. Both minis, from my understanding, were resin previously, and honestly, they're gorgeous. I love them. I think I actually like the Orc more, despite the fact that I prefer the Human team overall, because I like all of their feathers and stuff. It's very fancy and reminds me of, well, Reiksguard, honestly, and the Knights and everything, and I just really like those. And if you guys follow our other channel, Alchemical Rabbit, you will see that I run those right now in our Total War campaign. So I'm very, very fond of them, but the actual Orc, like, star player is the one that I'm the most excited to paint, because I love that guy that's just stuck onto that spike on the back of him. He is fantastic. It's going to be great, but not only are you getting those teams, you're actually going to be getting 2 ref minis as well, which is super cool. I really like them. They remind me of Gotrek and Felix from Warhammer and Age of Sigmar, and I assume they're probably the Blood Bowl equivalent of them. But I think it's a great addition and adds just a great flavor to your game, because you get a lot of accessories that kind of lean into the football theming, and this just adds to it, and I absolutely love it. I hope we get cheerleaders at some point in a set or something. I don't know if that's something that they've done in the past, but I would love to see some cheerleader minis. That would be a lot of fun to play around with. And just to make sure, because I can't remember if I've mentioned it, you're also getting a hardbound rulebook in this set, which is, I believe, new. Normally you get like a softcover rulebook in a lot of their starter sets for some of their box games, but this time you're actually getting a hardbound one, which I think is an excellent addition, and I'm very, very excited to get this box set when it comes out. Were you hoping for a place to have all of the Warcry information consolidated into 4 convenient books? Well, do not worry, because Games Workshop has heard your cries, and they are going to be providing just that. So Warcry is getting 4 Battletomes, each geared towards one of the 4 main alliances in the game, so Order, Death, Chaos, and Destruction, and they each get their own book, which is going to contain the rules, or all the, I'm sorry, not the rules, but the full profiles and fire cards for everybody, as well as some new challenges and quests that will be laid out in each book. And I think this is great because it's adding a lot more variety to their game. It expands it even further to all of the factions, so you can run whatever you want. Because when Warcry first came out, it was very chaos themed. And I'm glad that they've moved away from that. As much as I love chaos themed things, I do like the flexibility of being able to run whatever you want. And they're now really allowing you to do that. And they've consolidated it into these new Battletomes. So I'll probably be picking some up because I'm very interested to see some of the new questing stuff. Like that specifically really interests me because it kind of reminds me of what they're doing for Crusade in Warhammer, 40K. So if they have a sort of quest RPG element that goes into Warcry even further now, that really, really makes me want to look more into the game again and actually maybe use all of those Warcry minis that I have. So we'll see what goes forward, but I'm very much looking forward to these new books.
From the light we come.
In the shadows we revel.
Next up, we got a look at the new season for Warhammer Underworlds, and it's called Direchasm, and it includes 2 new factions that I don't know if we've seen in at least any of the starter sets. Definitely not in any of the other sets previously, because one of them is the Cow Elves that we see, the Lumineth Realm Lords. That's what they're called. I almost forgot. I always flub their name, but I got it this time. So we're getting those guys, and I absolutely love them, actually, despite the fact that I'm not a huge fan overall of that faction. But the figures that they chose to put into the set are very cool. I especially approve of the main guy with the owl because it's a very cute owl and he's doing weird owl yoga with it. And I think it's kind of fun. But the other set that it comes with are some Slaneshi demons. And I love every single one of those figures. They actually kind of vaguely remind me of, actually the whole set kind of reminds me of Custodians. Everybody's so regal and proper and everything like that. But I especially like the Slanesh demon, the guy with the goat face and the claw hand. I cannot wait to be able to paint that up. I will probably do at least one of those figures for the channel if I end up getting that set, which it's me, I probably will because I have problems and I like to buy new things. And GW certainly likes to put out a lot of gorgeous new miniatures for people to want to paint. So I'm really looking forward to it. Let me know what you guys think down below. Now let's move on to something that is not exactly game related, but still tied to the franchise, and honestly, was a really cool preview. We got an update on what they are doing for some of their animations, and we didn't get a whole lot of information. They just sort of showed us a collaboration trailer of a bunch of the 3 things that they're working on. Interestingly enough, the Age of Sigmar stuff was not included in this preview, but we did get a look at some more Space Marine stuff, as well as, honestly, the thing that I'm the most excited for. So there was a scene in the preview where they showed some sisters and a librarian. I'm digging that. I cannot wait to find out what exactly that is. I like the idea that there is an entire episode that is just set in a library. I am very, very curious to see what they're going to do as a visual storytelling way for that, or if it's going to just be a lot of dialogue reading and everything. But it's very, very interesting. The other thing that I thought was super awesome about the animations that they showed us was all of the stuff with all of the striking scorpions. Everything with all of the Eldar, and I think like maybe a Warlock or a Farseer, I'm not 100% sure, and then the striking scorpions looked fantastic. I loved the way the animation was working, and I'm really, really curious to see where they're going for this. And I'm glad to see that GW is working with fan collaborators and fan artists and stuff who have been doing all this great content and making all this great stuff for them, and have actually like working with them and moving forward and creating these cool new contents and pieces to actually be official. That is awesome. I love that they're doing this, and I hope that they vastly continue it, because I want to see even more cool animation stuff and previews and all this stuff coming out from Warhammer. And last but not least for this week in the Warhammer news, we are finally getting some information, as many of you have been hoping that we'd be getting, and I'm very glad to report Killteam. We finally have some word on what's going on with Killteam. It's not a lot, it was just a very short video at the very end of the preview, but we at least know that something is coming at the beginning of next year. I'm assuming it's getting tied to 9th edition Warhammer 40k. It'll probably wrap into that for Killteam. I am super hyped. I've been wanting them to do something with it, because I feel like Killteam has just been, not abandoned specifically, but ignored for a significant period of time, and to finally see them talking about it makes me very excited. And I hope you guys are too. And thank you guys so much for watching this week in our Warhammer news. I have been Angela. I will see you guys on Monday for a new painting video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Bye guys.